Hello, welcome back to Furious Driving, and today we're going to plug a little bit more on with the Sinclair C5. C5 alive! So last time I remembered I had a Sinclair C5 stuck, abandoned in the back of my garage for at least 10 years. So I dragged it out, fitted some new tyres to see if it would roll or not. It did, so today I'm going to make some more progress. If you'd like to see where the rest of this project goes, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And now let's see what today brings. Now, one of the amazing things about the internet and YouTube and all this kind of malarkey is that someone who saw this video actually remembered it from its days at Hilliard's Alfa Romeo. Turns out the story has gone a bit Chinese whispers over the years, and the slightly unlikely story of it being a courtesy vehicle wasn't quite right. In fact, it was the boss's car, and he remembers it riding into work, which is, again, phenomenal. You're running the garage selling fantastic Italian, borderline pocket supercars, and you're riding to work in this crazy thing. But it is provenance. It proves it was real, and it really was in South London. I think it's South London, all those years ago, and that's why it was spec'd so highly. It had got the mounts for the tall flag thing to try and stay safe in traffic. It's got the indicators. Those black points down there are where the side mirrors mounted onto it. Presumably there was once, well, there would definitely once have been like a luggage area on the back. I'm going to have to try and find one of those. In the meantime though, I'm going to start off by trying to make the thing look a bit clean. Apparently Civet Bang, or just bathroom cleaner in general, is good. So Flash bathroom cleaner is only £1 in Sainsbury's, special offer of the week, so I'm going to give that a go. Secondly, I'm going to try and make the steering work. There was, as a few people did point out to me, and I did know this already because I've been on eBay looking, a steering rod on eBay for £5 at the time the last video went out. It did sell, I think, about £15 plus postage, just over 20 quid, and I was going to put a bid on it, but then I thought, wait a minute, that's like a 25-year-old bit of plastic, or 35-year-old bit of plastic. It's an old bit of plastic, and I'm looking at putting more power into this thing. It's going to be fragile, and as the Volvo radiator just shattered, I was slightly put off by that. So I went online, I went on the internet, and I found this, which is not a rude thing, a la Jeremy Clarkson. Let's walk over to you. This is a 13mm ball socket, which threads onto an M8 rod. So I'm going to try this on one of the ball sockets, which goes from the steering rod to the front wheel. I did do a quick try off camera, didn't push it all the way on though. I think that will fit. And then we've got metal steering, which is going to be less prone to braking. There are some really good videos about doing up Sinclair C5s on the internet, and I've watched many of them. This brush is not something they use. This is a carpet cleaning brush which I bought to do the Alfa with, but I never bothered to use. So we shall see why this won't work. Do any of these four sides work on unlock? There we go. One of the videos I watched was actually down the middle, Civet Bang one side, regular bathroom cleaner on the other, I think, from memory. Now, my main thing is we try not to take the Alfa Romeo logo off the side. I think it's only I think it's paint rather than a sticker, but if it does come off, I will get an actual sticker of that made up. Oh, I'm spraying stuff on the Alfa. Here's some irony. I'm cleaning the Alfa Romeo Sinclair C5 and I'm spraying my actual Alfa Romeo with cleaning products. I don't know why I use this drill. It's not got a progressive trigger. It's only on and off. This is a mistake. Now, the guy who gave this to me actually runs like a sticker making company. He could probably make me up a set of stickers for this. I must have his details somewhere still. Well, that's better. It's not perfect, but then it never was going to be, but at least it looks kind of presentable now. That's the colour it should be, which is under a sticker for many years, but that sadly disappeared before it came into my ownership. I do need to get a new set of these stickers. You can buy these still on eBay, remade or old stock, I'm not sure which, but they look the same. You can also get these reflective strips as well, which I will replace too. Yeah, I've got to say the C5s that were being cleaned up on the other YouTube channels were not exactly in the same state as this. They were a bit nicer to start with. Well, if you were seeing this thing for the first time, your reaction would probably be something along the lines of, well, that'll look nice once you've cleaned it up, but actually this is significantly cleaner than it was. The thing left to do now is that seat, which is still disgusting, so I wanted to save it and do a close-up of that before I started because it's manky. The Flash bathroom cleaner will have its work cut out on this chair. Now, having watched a few more videos, I do actually think that this should have a cushion on it, which I am missing. I don't know if you can still find them, or if I can maybe get a car trimmer to kind of upholster something for me, like a bespoke Sinclair C5, like a leather seat or something. Bear in mind, I'm not ever going to be leaving this outside like a shop anywhere. Now, this could still be whiter. Maybe I will go and get a bottle of Civet Bang as well and give it a bang, and the 30 years of grime is gone. I thought that was some kind of dog diarrhea here on the driveway. No, it's the bubbles of mush that fell out the drain hole in the middle of the seat after I wiped that down. Yuck. Oh, just saw the back of the seat as well. That's pretty yucky too. Well, isn't perfect, but it looks significantly less like I'm going to need a tetanus shot after I've been near it. So let's have a quick look at the steering system now. I did come into the garage and measure these with a micrometer, obviously named after Sherlock's brother Mycroft. He invented the micrometer, obviously. The question is, will this actually fit on there? Even though that's 13mm and this is 13mm, and that needs a little tap. There you go, a little bit of gentle persuasion. That 13mm is on there. Let's try and work out how to refit the clampy thing now. This little clamping wire holds it in place. Not that it's going to come loose, it's pretty tight anyway. Now obviously I'm not going to fit the other one, because if I did that I wouldn't be able to then fit the M8 threaded bar between the two of them and have myself a steering rod. That will go up there, no problemo. Because it's threaded with an M8 threaded bar, I do have a certain amount of tracking control, because I can then wind it back and forth. If I weld an M8 nut onto the threaded bar, I can wind it back and forth, probably. And it's only £2 from Toolstation for a metre of the stuff, so perfect. And if any of you are wondering about this large radiator-sized box sitting on the boot of the Mercedes, I wonder if there's a Volvo video coming in the next couple of days. Right, so my Toolstation steering rod is here. However, I have noticed, dragging this thing up and down the road, that this side is bent in quite considerably and scraping against that tyre. If I bring the camera off the tripod, oops, you'll see this side should be flat and the metal outside the plastic. This side, the metal's all bent in and the plastic's inside the plastic. So the metal's inside the plastic. So I have to do some clever reworking quickly. It's all surprisingly flexible, which is good. Now I have got the 4-pound adjuster here. There you go. Fixed. More fixed. Right, so there we have it. Back end no longer scraping. That's an improvement, no doubt. Now, people who are far more versed and have far more knowledge of bicycles than I will ever need in my life have said, first of all, I shouldn't have used screwdrivers to be putting the inner tubes in. A pretty fair point, but I'm never going to do it again, so I'm not going to buy anything for it. And secondly, they've also said I need a new chain on this. It does look a bit dry, to be fair, and I will probably at some point take these axles apart, because there are bull races in there that could do with being re-greased. That will happen as well at some point. Right, let's go and look at the steering. I've now got my £1.99 Toolstation steering rod. Right, so quick recap. This is the ball joint attached to the bottom of the handlebars. This will thread into here, lead up to this ball joint on the side of the steering wheel, where it will thread into there. Now, because I've got about a centimetre or so of thread inside the ball joint, I don't need to be massively accurate with the length of the cut, because I can wind it backwards and forwards a little bit. I'll turn this a couple of times and wind it about to try and adjust the steering like a track rod end on a car. So if I just work out roughly how long I need to make it, I'm going to cut this off in the garage. I'm going to call that straight. cutting about there. I should probably mark out with a pen really. We have threaded bar, vise, grinder, mark on the thing to cut against. I've not got a tripod in here, so I'm just going to put the camera down. So now we have steering rod about to be connected. This is way too easy. This is the lock wire pin that just feeds around the back of there and comes out the bottom. But the company I got this from, these ball joints from, is called SGS Engineering. They supply all kinds of engineering stuff and ball joints, but also they sell hydraulic struts. So if you need boot struts for cars, you can get them from there. I think the Alphas ones may have come from there. And this one, if I wind this to about straight, I'll wind this back a little bit and clip that on. I need the persuader again. It's a tight fit, which is a good thing. There we go. That's on there. Now I can just adjust that back a little bit. I think we're good. Hang on, a bit forward up. What do you know, we got steering. Let's put the little wire clippy thing in and we are done. Right, so now I can turn the handlebar and the wheel turns. That's the first since I've had this thing. Let's try it on the road. So now I've got steering and manual propulsion. Although I have got a flat tyre because I thought it was overfilled, so I let some air out, then discovered the airline had split on my compressor, so I can't take it for a steering drive. Ah! Oh well. Enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Next time we will be fitting a motor to this thing. That might be a while though because it's coming from China or somewhere, so see you next time. Thanks for watching.